overseas.
Are you confident that you're on solid legal ground stopping unvaccinated people from doing all these things? And is it businesses who will have to wear that legal risk?
Look, there are always exceptions to people who have very strong views on things, and I accept that. But when we have 85.5% of our adult population already signed up to vaccination, that gives us incredible confidence. And look, I appreciate people have views. It's a democracy. But when the vast, vast majority of the public has rolled up their sleeves and said we want to keep ourselves, our loved ones and the broader community safe, that augurs incredibly well for us. And of course there'll be people who feel strongly about these matters, but our responsibility as a government is to keep the community safe, is to keep businesses a going concern. And we know that so many businesses have literally hung on by a thread, and hopefully this roadmap now gives them incredible hope they can plan for the future. If they're smart, they might actually even get more patrons, because what we noticed during the previous time we reopened was businesses managed to have rosters and people appreciated they were at a venue for a couple of hours rather than 3 or 4 hours, and that actually gave everybody the chance to deal with that demand.
Just on that, just on the legality, are police officers under the public health order legally allowed to ask someone for their vaccine status? Because there's concern today that there's a case today that showing that, or arguing that that police are only allowed to ask you for your name and address but not your vaccine status.
Oh, look, these are matters obviously that we'll consider to get legal advice on, but again, when you have the vast majority of our citizens who rolled up their sleeves and got the jab, and government providing good advice, and we know that the health orders stand up in legal settings. We know that the legal system recognises that when you're in a pandemic and it's about saving lives and not overwhelming the hospital system, the legal system supports the measures in exceptional circumstances that governments have to adopt. Now, none of us want to have had to make the decisions we did in the last few months. None of us want to inhibit people's freedoms, but the public health orders have very strong standing because the courts, the legal system recognises that when you're in a pandemic, you're making decisions to save lives, you're making decisions not to overwhelm the hospital system. And again, I appreciate some individuals will have very strong views and want to take matters up, and that's a matter for them. We won't be distracted as a government. We'll do what's right by the community. We won't be distracted. People have those opportunities in a democracy. They're free to exercise them, and that's on them. But the legal system recognises the health orders. They're there in exceptional circumstances. Dr. Chance often talked about the special powers she has. She doesn't like to exercise them regularly. But there are laws there in the system to allow governments to make these decisions in exceptional circumstances. And I think everybody would agree that a pandemic is an exceptional circumstance.
Is that a message to the courts to say that the legal system supports the public health orders? Is that your message to the courts?
It's not it would be inappropriate for me to tell the courts what to do. That's a matter for them. But the advice we have is that public health orders in exceptional circumstances stand the test of time. They stand the test of protecting the community. It would be inappropriate and wrong for any elected official to interfere in what the courts would do.